Good afternoon, everyone. Tropical storm, soon to be Hurricane Lisa, stopped our classes for this week. So I'm just going to go through the Access assignment so you have something that you can work on and don't have to wait for Monday for the next class. So I'm going to be posting this and sending the link through email. All right, so the first thing is when you go to the Moodle page, you will go to the computer business applications for week number 12. And under week number 12, you'll see database management. Once you download the assignment, it comes up in two pieces, and the two pieces have a Access database, which you're going to edit, and then you have the Microsoft Word document, which has the files in there, that the instructions in there. Remember, this and your Access quiz and your final project are all due November 20th. So we have two more sessions, November 7th and November 14th, before classes are over with. So the instructions here for the assignment are here, and if you go through them, remember you must submit original work as usual, and you cannot submit something else that you've submitted before, even if you've taken the class before. You are to take the assignment that's posted, which is the Access database that is given for this semester, and use that to make changes. Now, in there, you are going to perform the following on the database. You're going to view the database relationships and go to Database Tools Relationships. Once you do this, it will show the relationships that are currently in the database, okay? And that will be there, so when I look at it, you'll have already seen them. Next, you are going to create two forms for any two tables with at least two buttons of your choice, right? So when you open the database itself, right, you will notice that it already has the tables with the data in it, right? So if you look at it, I'm going to enable content. You can see that all it has so far is the tables. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables. So you're going to choose two tables and you're going to create two forms from there, okay? When you create the form, let me pull up your form only requires that it has at least two buttons of your choice. So you have all of the fields that are available, right, for those tables, and then you are also going to have to add two buttons, right, of your choice in each of the forms. So that's a total of 4 buttons, 2 in each, okay? You're going to create 2 reports, okay, as well, on any tables that you would like to create them on. You can also wait until the end and create them off of a query if you would like, okay? But 2 different reports. Everything that you submit, it cannot just be the default look. You're going to have to change the way each thing looks, right? The biggest part of the assignment is going to be the queries, okay? So you have 40 points that will come off of the 20 off the form, 20 off the reports, and then you have the queries. So it says the reason why databases exist is to basically run queries, basically ask questions on the data that's in the database in order to produce information, right? So that way you can manage your business. So therefore, queries are the second most important part, right? So the first thing that's important is having the data entered and accurately. The next thing is that the queries need to be designed so that they'll be able to answer questions. So you have 6 queries. You're going to write 10 points each for a total of 60 points. And you can see here that the queries are broken down by sorting queries, hiding fields within queries, you have parameter queries, and then you have finding a duplicates query. So how they work is the sorting query will start with the manager needs a listing of products sorted by category and product types, right? This is the product types under that category. And then by price. You will run a sort in the database that provides multiple sorts, one in ascending order, first by category, product types, and then by descending order by price. Okay, so one is by product types, one is by price. You will return the following fields, which will say category, product types, the product ID, the product name, and the price. So these are all the things that will be in the query, and then you sort it. You'll have an ascending and a descending list that it sorts it 2 ways. The next one for sorting will be that the manager wants you to run a query that returns the customer's order, right? Run a sort that returns customer's first name and last name and zip code and the pickup date. It should be sorted by last name, descending order, and by pickup date in ascending order. name the query sorting 2. So the first one is sorting 1, the next one is sorting 2. The hiding fields within queries. The manager of the company needs a listing of all customers in the San Ignacio area. Run a query that returns the first name, the last name, the street address, and the email address of the customers who live in San Ignacio. But we want you to hide the city field. So that city, San Ignacio, won't show because we know that they all live in San Ignacio, so there's no reason to show it. So it'll be called hidden field 1. That's the name of the query, right? So it will return everyone that lives in San Ignacio. It will have their first name, their last name, their street address, and their email address of each of those persons without showing the San Ignacio, okay? Then number 6, we're now under parameter queries. You will, using the orders table and the customers table, you will run a parameter that asks for a zip code and returns the first name, last name, and pickup date that deliveries were made to that zip code. That is called parameter 1, right? The next one, you will run a parameter query that asks for a person's phone number, and then you will return the first name, the last name, the email. Name it the query parameter 2. So in the first one, in order for it to run, you're going to basically say run, and put in a zip code, and it's going to return that information. For the second one, you're going to say run, and they're going to ask me for a phone number, and then it's going to return that information. The find duplicates query, run a find duplicates query that searches for last name, repeated in the customer's table, which also displays the street address, state, zip code, and phone number. Name the query duplicates 1. So this will basically return any of the customers that have the same last name, right? And it will display the customers, it'll display their street address, state, zip code, and phone number, all right? And it's going to be named duplicate 1. So those are your 6 queries. Next week, remember, we'll be working, looking closely at your presentation and the presentation rubric and what exactly is required for that. The following week will be our last week before the project is due. And remember, on the 20th, the project, the quiz or the test for Access, and the Access assignment are all due. And the presentation will go into some detail next week. The following week will be final questions. Thank you very much, and everybody please stay safe. I wanted to get you this video as soon as the assignment was available, so I'll be posting the link for this and posting it up on YouTube. Thank you very much.